Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back today with another episode of my NCAA Football 14 Dynasty with the Northwestern Wildcats. And this is the 6th episode of this series, the 4th game of the season, the 4th week of the season, and we are still at home for the 3rd game in a row. This time taking on West Virginia, who comes into this game with a record of 2-1. And if you remember from the beginning of this series, this is a game that we scheduled. We took off one of the FCS teams that was on our default schedule and went ahead and put in a more challengeable team, if that's a word or a phrase. I'm sure it's not. And we added West Virginia. As you see, we are going to take a 7-0 lead right off the bat here on the opening drive and hand West Virginia the ball to basically have their turn to try to even up things. As I said, West Virginia comes into this game with a 2-1 record. They've kind of had a cupcake walk so far for their 2 wins. They beat an FC East team the first week of the season. Blowout score, I didn't write it down. In week number 2, they got blown out. They took on Oklahoma, who is right now undefeated, and Oklahoma beat West Virginia 27-3. And then West Virginia had a win against Georgia State. Again, another blowout against a team that's not so good. But we're tied up here at 7 apiece, and we got the ball back for the second time, and we're going to find Pierre Youngblood right over the middle of the field. That's a nice little route that I picked up through the Oklahoma State playbook when I've been playing my NCAA football ultimate team. I don't know why I said NCAA football. I'm just losing words, but that's a nice little play. And hopefully in the future, I think I'm going to start doing the My Playbook series that I did in NCAA 13, where I show you guys the plays that seem to work out for me. As you see, we find Pierre Youngblood there again. I told you guys that was going to be my go-to receiver in the slot. And he's having a pretty good game to start off with as we continue to move down the field. And Kane Coulter is going to keep it on the option and move it to the 10-yard line. And then we're going to hit Tony Jones over the middle for a 9-yard touchdown. 14-7 on West Virginia. Pretty good start offensively. Defensively, we got to get things going, as they're going to run here and try to play an option and pretty much throw the ball away. So I just said we need to get things turned around on defense, and we do get the stop, the turnover, and the touchdown all in one. 21-7 lead, a little breathing room there, but I can guarantee you that West Virginia is not going to lay down. They are a very up-tempo team. We all know they lost Geno Smith and Devon Austin from last year's team. And it looks like in real life at least, and I'm not too familiar with the team, but starting in this game, quarterback Paul Millard has been pretty solid, and it was pretty good in this game, as you'll see. But looking through the roster, as you see, they are going to cut this lead in half from 14-7. Looking at the roster, they have 3 quarterbacks with an 80 or plus overall rating in this game. As you see, Kane Coulter throws an unfortunate interception, and just when I thought I had a little bit of breathing room, they're right back in it. That's West Virginia, that is. Anyway, Paul Millard starting quarterback, but 3 quarterbacks with an 80-plus rating. So I don't know if Millard's going to be their starter in real life. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe those of you might be more familiar with the West Virginia program would know. But their running back, Andrew Bowie, was a problem in this game as well. As you see, he's going to get across the goal line to even things up at 21 apiece. So this is a game again. Their defense had some pretty good statistical ratings. Again, I told you they had a cupcake schedule, but they were 11th in the country, only allowing 12.3 points per game. And looking at their roster, their overall players and ratings, they had right end Will Clark, who seemed like he might be a playmaker on defense, and 3 really good secondary players, cornerback Broderick Jenkins, free safety Carl Joseph, and strong safety Darwin Cook. All had pretty good ratings in the upper 80s. We're going to get an interception here of our own with my secondary, 21 apiece still, and a pretty big interception in the 3rd quarter, trying to grab that lead again. And there's that man again, Pierre Youngblood, once again over the middle, again having a monster game. And there's a terrible, terrible drop right there. I don't know what was going on with that one. Anyway, there's a terrible throw as well. I mentioned West Virginia's defensive ratings. Offensively, 17.7 points a game. 378 yards, 239 of those were from the pass, 139 from the run. Again, that's their statistical averages throughout the season, is they're going to take a 28-21 lead. So 21 straight points for West Virginia. And we're finding ourselves in trouble. And who's that again? Pierre Youngblood. We find him again. I don't remember how many yards he had this game, but there he is again. And he's going to get across the goal line and tie the game up at 28 apiece. Youngblood just having a monster game right now. Coulter with 2 touchdown passes, I believe. Actually, I think 3, but 2 interceptions. So we got to cut the turnovers out. But this game is all even at 28 apiece after the extra point. If you missed the other episodes in the series, we are 3-0 right now with wins against California, Syracuse, and Western Michigan. The first game was a road game, and the last 2 have been at home, and then this one's at home as well. Just trying to get the ball back here, 28 apiece in the fourth quarter. This is a really good game, basically what I expected, and that's why I scheduled such a good team. But we do hold them down to 4th down, and a terribly horrible try at a field goal results in us returning it and getting up to about the 20-yard line. And with 2 or 3 minutes to go, I can't see the time there, we're going to try to move down the field and break this 28-28 tie. Anyway, we are averaging 32.7 points per game, 369 yards, 211 of those yards coming through the air and 158 on the ground. So pretty balanced. And the defense, though that number will be definitely changed after allowing 28 points so far in this game, defense was 10th in the country, only allowing 10 points per game. First in the country, only allowing 33 rush yards per game. So pretty good defensively. As you see, we are going to take the lead, the go-ahead touchdown, 35-28. And so looks like if we can just hold on with 47 seconds to go, everything will be good. Just need the defense to step up as Paul Miller drops back to throw and fumbles, and then they're going to pick it up around the 10-yard line. So 3rd and 21 now. Pretty long distance. They're going to take a couple shots at here, at least to try to get the first down. The first try is incomplete, and now 4th down and 21. They are going to try again and come up with absolutely nothing, as we're going to take over. And I normally don't like to run up the score, but we're trying to get Kane Coulter the Heisman Trophy, so we're going to go a little QB option here, keep the ball and score, and that would be your final score, 42-28. So a little scared there. Next week is the big week. Actually, not next week. Next week's a bye week, so no game. I'm not going to do a recruiting episode. But the week after that, we're still at home taking on number 1 in the country, Ohio State. I'm really looking forward to that game, and I hope you guys are well. Click that thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode, and we'll be back pretty soon with the next one against Ohio State. Peace.